David Baye here for MuscularDevelopment.com and Iron Mag Labs. We are in Florida for the 2014 IFBB Tampa Pro, hanging out here with 212 competitor Tricky Jackson. Tricky, last show before the big dance, the 50th anniversary Olympia in Las Vegas. Got a little bit of a rematch here with you and Hiddy Tada, second and third place finishers in Chicago earlier on this year, the 4th of July weekend. I know you were a little disappointed, having won that show the previous year. Talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you've been doing between Chicago and this show here to try to lock down a win.
Well, obviously, the goal here is to get the Olympia qualification. So, I try to be as strategic as I can. I went back and I looked at a lot of pictures from Chicago. The scorecards reflected a 1-2-3 decision, pretty straightforward. But I think it was a lot closer than what the scorecard reflected. I thought there were some shots I had Hide on, and there were a couple he had me on, and then there were even a couple that we had Charles on. So I think it was actually pretty close. I know I wasn't 100% there, and so my goal here was to keep the same fullness that I had in Chicago, but be a little bit tighter. And one of the things for me is that the more shows I do, typically the tighter and tighter I get each time. So I'm definitely ready today. I've got a whole new mentality this time. Last time was more like kind of an honor to get an opportunity to stand next to Hide and be on stage. But today, my mindset is to come in here and win. And, no matter who's standing next to me. And I think I've done my homework, and I'm ready to rock.
When we had talked in Chicago, one of the things that you had really focused on was that you made some changes in your diet, in your carb manipulation. Do you think that was part of, being off a little bit, whether it be that you were doing something different or the fact that maybe that something different was just something new for you and you're still learning it? I mean, did you kind of go back to where you were at, or just kind of trying to manipulate the things that you were doing in Chicago?
Yeah, I definitely think it was the latter. The couple of changes that I made, I think they actually worked. You get feedback from fans, you get feedback from judges, but, I get a lot of feedback from other competitors. And when I've got competitors saying, man, holy crap, Tricky, you look bigger, what's going on? That's usually a good sign that something worked. For me, the only real change I had to do this time was a little bit of manipulation in the water. And that was what had me a little bit off last time. It was a few more weeks of dieting got me a little bit leaner, but more than anything, it was the water. This process that I've done for this prep will have me a lot drier.
Yeah, and this division, the 212 division, has become so competitive. I don't know there's anybody, we haven't really seen Flex Lewis off, but I don't know that there's anybody who can come in this division and be off and still have a lockdown for first place, So obviously coming in here with the lineup that's here, obviously yourself and Hiddy Tada, everybody's got kind of pegged as your front runners, but there's definitely some good competition here, and some guys that you've known for a long time, as far as this show as a whole. Is it something where this bigger lineup kind of, puts you on your toes a little bit more?
Well, I think a big lineup is always good. I think any competitor, when he steps on stage, he wants to be challenged. So, that goes back again to competing against Hide. You want to compete against the best, and that's how you become the best, basically. But the lineup here is another stellar lineup, and you're absolutely right. This division is known for guys coming in great shape and in great conditioning. You're exactly right. You can't come in 96, 97%. You got to be 100% every time, and I think that's why you see the placings change the way they do in the 212 division a lot. It's because a guy could be, 97%, another guy could be 100%. And like, oh wow, and then that guy gets the nod that day. So I don't expect it to be anything different this weekend, and that's why I made sure that I brought my A game and came in at 100%, because I know these other guys are going to be chomping at the bits and trying to get that top 3 placing as well.
Yeah, and you touch on a really good point, and it's something that the fans definitely like to see, is we like to see these guys get switched around in places. If somebody shows up and they really nailed it, whether they're a big name or not, and they deserve that win, I think the fans really like to see the first place award go to the guy who deserves it, and not just somebody coming in on their name. So, definitely hope to see everybody in great shape. Hope to see Tricky Jackson get back in the winner's circle, though, make his way to the Olympia this year again, 50th anniversary of the Olympia. It's going to be on NBC Sports. We know everybody wants to to be there, including yourself. So for myself and everybody at musculardevelopment.com, best of luck tomorrow. Prejudging starts at 10. You guys will probably be on stage a little bit later. I think they not start things off with the women's, but make sure you guys check back to musculardevelopment.com starting tomorrow for the play-by-play, all the pictures, the live blog, everything that we always are bringing you guys at Muscular Development. We're going to let Tricky get back to doing his thing. I think you got a little bit of tanning, a little bit of eating, a little bit of resting. He's about to get tanned up, so everybody needs to get tanned. So once again, guys, this is David Baye for musculardevelopment.com and Iron Mag Labs from the 2014 Tampa Pro with 212 competitor Tricky Jackson.